Europe's Middle Ages span over 1,000 years, from the fall of Rome in the late 400s to the early stirrings of the modern age around 1500. In this video, we'll trace how the continent was reshaped, socially, politically, and culturally, through invasions, kingdoms, religion, disease, and conflict. After Rome's collapse in 476 CE, centralized imperial authority vanished in the West. What remained was a patchwork of former Roman provinces, Christian institutions, and migrating peoples. Christianity, once a persecuted religion, has now become a dominant unifying force across Europe. Germanic peoples, Visigoths, Ostrogoths, Vandals, Franks, moved into former Roman lands. Some settled peacefully, others fought. Yet even as Rome decayed, its culture and laws left deep roots in the emerging European world. New kingdoms emerge from the ruins of Roman rule. In the West, the Franks become especially powerful. In the East, the Byzantine Empire continues Roman traditions for another 1,000 years. These kingdoms mix Roman administration with Germanic traditions. Christian bishops and monasteries preserve literacy and learning long after Rome's fall. These institutions become centers of education and charity, binding communities together when secular power is weak. In 800 CE, Charlemagne, king of the Franks, is crowned emperor by the Pope. His empire briefly reunites much of Western Europe and sparks a cultural and intellectual revival, the Carolingian Renaissance. After Charlemagne's death, his empire fragments. Feuds among heirs and external pressures splinter the realm into smaller territories, laying the foundation for future kingdoms like France and Germany. Europe enters a period where political power is decentralized. Kings grant land to nobles in exchange for military service. Those nobles, in turn, protect and govern the people who live on their lands. This feudal structure becomes the dominant social and political system for centuries. Viking, Magyar, and Muslim raids disrupt Europe in the 9th and 10th centuries. These threats encourage even more localized defense and reinforce feudal bonds. By the 10th and 11th centuries, Europe's climate becomes more favorable. Agricultural advances, such as the heavy plough and three-field crop rotation, increase productivity. Villages grow into towns, trade begins to expand again. European influence pushes outward, with crusades to the Holy Land, expansion along the Mediterranean, and increasing contact with Islamic societies which preserve and transmit classical knowledge. The Catholic Church now dominates spiritual life and political influence. Popes and bishops often rival kings in power. Religious institutions impact law, education, and daily life. European monarchies slowly regain authority. Feudal fragmentation gives way to stronger centralized kingdoms. In England, France, and Spain, and emerging states cultivate national identities. A series of catastrophic plagues, most famously the Black Death in the mid-14th century, kills millions across Europe. Entire regions lose up to a third of their population. Social structures shift as labor becomes scarce and peasant demands rise. 100-year conflicts and internal struggles push military innovation. Kings consolidate power through professional armies and stronger bureaucracies. Slowly the medieval world evolves toward more centralized states. By the 15th century, medieval Europe is giving way to a new era. Cities flourish, Renaissance art and scholarship return classic learning to the forefront, and voyages of exploration expand Europe's horizons. Europe that emerges looks very different from the Europe of 500 CE.